Hello, and welcome to Shrink, the podcast for the mind. I'm Philippe, and I talk to the people who want to have a better understanding of their issues with weight and body image. I thought I would start this recording by sharing an anecdote, something that happened to me just now, in fact, or for the last half hour. Every time I'm about to record a new podcast episode, I feel a bit stressed. I feel like, is what I'm saying relevant? Is it smart? Is it something I've said before? And anyway, all these questions come into my mind. And so I delay the recording, usually by an hour, sometimes 2 hours. I reread my notes and see if they make sense. I change things. And I could see myself going back and forth to the kitchen and opening the fridge door or opening the cupboards and thinking, maybe I could eat this or maybe I could eat that. And I was really using food to procrastinate or to manage my stress around doing this recording. I noticed it, so I didn't have the food. It doesn't make me I have seen over the years how important it is to have the right intentions and the right mindset if you want to lose weight. Being in a good place, I would say, is really essential. Because if that's not the case, it will simply not work. And repeated attempts to lose weight only reinforce the belief that you will never achieve it or that you are a failure. Because being slimmer will not save you from a toxic relationship. It will not improve your performance at work if you're not doing a job that is right for you. It will not repair the negative self-image induced by one or both parents when you were a child. Being slimmer will help a bit. If you use food to procrastinate, like I was mentioning at the beginning of this recording, it's something that I'm tempted to do. Well, you want to find out why you procrastinate. And if you're tempted to eat just because you're bored or lonely, well, it's also something that needs to be addressed properly. And then if alcohol is part of the equation, you want to understand why you need to drink regularly. What kind of benefit do you get from it? And how can you change this pattern? As you start losing weight, you will probably be facing some things you didn't think of. Not always big ones, but it does somehow take you out of your comfort zone. And if you feel too challenged by that, you will sabotage what you've achieved. You may also realize that you don't need to lose weight. You feel insecure for different reasons, not because you have a few extra kilos, or maybe you don't even have these extra kilos that you think you have. Or maybe you are just doing it to please someone, but in fact there is nothing wrong with your weight. Weight loss should not be seen as a short-term fix, but rather as a long-term commitment to a healthier lifestyle. Developing healthy habits like regular exercise and balanced nutrition can lead to a better quality of life. Losing weight can be a healthy and beneficial goal, but it's important to approach it with the right intentions and mindset, like I've said. Let me give you my views on some healthy intentions for wanting to lose weight. So it can increase the risk of various health issues, such as heart disease or diabetes, even hypertension or knee problems or hip problems. I mean, there's so many of them. Aiming to reduce weight for the sake of better health is, in my opinion, the most important goal. Losing weight can improve your physical fitness and stamina. This can lead to a more active and energetic lifestyle, making it easier to engage in activities you enjoy, such as sports, hiking, or simply playing with your kids, if you've got kids, or with your dog, or professional opportunities. But also, carrying extra weight can limit mobility and make everyday tasks more challenging. Then losing weight can help improve. I mean, you know all these things. I mean, I guess you know all these things. There is nothing new in what I'm saying here. But I just want to, to say this again so that it becomes your main motivation to lose weight. All these physical and mental benefits that you will get from it. Because, like achieving and maintaining a healthy weight will, of course, positively impact your mental health. Regular exercise and a balanced diet helps you reducing symptoms of anxiety and depression. That's scientifically proven. I'm not a scientist, but I read a lot about these things, and it is said weight loss can help prevent future health issues from developing. And by maintaining a healthy weight, you can reduce the risk of conditions. And also, maintaining a healthy weight is associated with a longer and more active life. By losing weight for the right reasons, you can increase your chances of living a longer, healthier life. I mean, that sounds great. I mean, everything I'm mentioning here, it's like, okay, so why am I not losing that weight? There are so many beneficial aspects to it. Why am I not losing that weight? Well, because maybe to start with, that a good place to start that journey. Maybe you're too stressed by work. Maybe you're in a relationship and you can feel it's kind of the end of the relationship, but you don't want to end it because you don't know what will happen after that, once you've ended the relationship. Maybe you're having some stress because, some of your kids may be dealing with difficult experiences. There are so many reasons why it's difficult to focus on these health benefits, mental health and physical health benefits of weight loss. What are the things that make my life difficult? Why do I feel so bored or so lonely so often? Do I need to engage in more hobbies or one hobby if I don't have any? Do I need to open up to my friends or to my family? Because I've learned how to deal with these things by myself for so many years, but it's just not working anymore. How am I? How am I dealing with the things which are more difficult in my life? Is it time for me to see a therapist? Maybe I've seen a therapist in the past and that therapist helped me a lot, but I can see that I'm backed into something which I've been dealing with in the past. So I need to put that on the table. That's a French expression, I think. I need to readdress these things. Netflix. When I go to the supermarket, do I buy the right stuff? I buy things that somehow don't help me losing weight, like sugary things that are more addictive. And how am I going to change these habits? I talked before in another episode about habits, and I find it a very interesting subject, and I study, I read a lot about it, and I have been studying this more and more, and losing weight. One thing at a time, just do a checklist about all these things, the things that you struggle with, the things that you want to improve. Again, leave the food aside and forget about your weight when you're doing this. And write it, I would say, making sense of things. It really helps understanding what we're dealing with, and we can then reread our notes. And then I would prioritize, that's a difficult one for me, the things that I want to change. And I don't want to change all of them at the same time, because that's just not going to work. So, for example, if you think you're going to bed too late, ask yourself, why do I find it difficult to go to bed so late? Why do I keep on watching another episode of that series, even though it can be a good series, but you're going to be exhausted, you're going to be really tired the next morning, and maybe there is a reason for that. Maybe if you're by yourself, maybe you feel like you're less in touch with your loneliness when you're watching a series. Like you become friends with the characters of this series, for example. It may sound stupid, but I don't think it's that stupid. Finding out what's going on, it's starting with it's starting at the right place. It's understanding, okay, this is what I'm dealing with, and these are the things I'm going to change, but at a pace with which I feel comfortable. I don't want to feel insecure. Most of my clients haven't changed everything in their life. Sometimes they had to change job because they were not happy with the way they were treated at the company they were working with. Sometimes they had to end the relationship, or they had to address the things in the relationship they were not happy with. Same goes with a job. In fact, it's not like you have to work for another company if you're unhappy. Sometimes you can, talk to the person you work with or for. Some of my clients had to talk to their parents. They had to tell them, I have to ask you to stop checking my weight or checking if I'm chubbier or So especially when my clients are teenagers, they don't have to, but sometimes it makes sense to have this conversation with their parents, saying, I know you want what's best for me, but this is my body. I own it. So your intentions should be feeling better, being healthier. I really believe this should be really your focus, not doing it to please anyone. And then your mindset should be, I'm an adult. I have a grip on the things that that happen to me. I'm going to change the things that I'm not happy with at my pace. I don't need to tell anyone about it. I mean, something you can share if you feel like sharing it with a friend or with a family member, but you don't have to. It's not like it's a secret, but it's very personal. It's very intimate. I don't really like this sentence that you read so often on the social media. For example, it's "you are good enough." You have to know that you are good enough. Yes, you're probably good enough, but if being that good enough doesn't make you happy or doesn't make you secure, then you can do better. So yes, you're good enough, and by that I mean you deserve to respect yourself, to be kind to yourself, and the same from others to you. But then you cannot improve certain things that you're not happy with. So yes, being good enough, but maybe you can do even better with the right mindset and the right intentions. It feels good, in fact. It feels really good. You feel better. You sleep better. I mean, we know all the benefits. I've mentioned quite a few before, but I think it's something that should be done at the same time, because as you will lose weight, you will realize that you will find out some things that you didn't really expect. You will be in touch with some emotions, some feelings, which maybe when you first started doing that checklist that I mentioned, you didn't realize. They're probably more unconscious things. And so yes, start losing the weight, in a healthy way, the way that I always mention. And at the same time, see how it feels. See if it confronts you with things you didn't expect, and see how you can tackle these things and feel safe whilst losing that weight. She loves her husband, but in the past she's been unfaithful to everyone she's been with. So every time she was in a relationship, she was unfaithful. And somehow being overweight was a way for her to avoid being unfaithful, because even she believed that by being overweight, she wouldn't attract anyone. Anyway, she was so not confident that she wouldn't even wanted with this thing. When she was losing weight, she felt like she was more attractive, and because she was feeling better about the way she looked, she was then starting to look at men in a different way, and it's a pattern that she has seen with her mother. Her mother has had many affairs, although she stayed with the same man for over 35 years. She had affairs all along these 35 years. And it's something which really did hurt my client when she was a child, and she wanted to do things differently. So, she wasn't in the right place to start losing weight before she would understand why it was so scary for her to lose weight, why she would be tempted to have an affair. And even though she really loved her husband, and there is no way like she wanted to leave him, and understanding that she was not like her mother, that she could be faithful, that she could be slim and attractive, and still she wouldn't have affairs with other men. That was really putting her at the right place to start losing weight. I don't know if I explained this correctly, but anyway. Thank you for listening to this podcast. There's more and more of you listening to it. I hope it helps you. It's not a therapy, but I think it can, again, put you in the right place or in the right mindset to start addressing your own issues if you've got some. So, like I always say, don't hesitate to reach out if you want to ask me anything, and I would be more than happy to answer your questions. Thank you.